to this week's power message. If this is your first time here, hi, hello, and welcome. I am Jaya. I am clairaudient, and I do receive various styles of channeled messages. As these different messages come about, I will be relaying them to you guys. Now, this is a timeless message. That means that it's meant for whenever you find this. And it's for your week, okay? So since this is a collective message, it is more of a collection of all of our vibration. So all that I ask is that you kindly take what resonates and compassionately leave what doesn't for the person that needs to hear it the most. So what we're going to do here is we start off with one channeled message, and then we're going to go through 3 different decks, and one which is a motivation deck, the other one is a lesson deck, and the last one is an inspirational deck. Each, I'll only choose one card and be shuffling while we get into flow. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into flow and see where we go. Yes. So I'm seeing someone who is working in like a fast food restaurant, and they are frying the fries, like French fries. I see the basket being dipped into the oil, and I'm just being really drawn to that. And then I'm being drawn to like a butcher place now. And in the butcher place, like I'm seeing like if they're sort of like hitting the meat, so that way the meat will be like flat or something. It's one of those hammers. And so I feel like this is talking about many of you guys maybe working something out that was a bit intense, or you may be going through something that's a bit intense, but it's like you're but there's a whole lot of like growth with it. There's a whole lot of stability that comes from it. So it's like you're okay with going through this. It's almost like you're going through like you're enduring something, and you're like, I don't care if I have to endure this because I know what the outcome is. You see what I'm saying? It's like somebody who's willing to go through every length, they're willing to go through everything because they are focused. Many of you guys are focused this week on what the outcome is, what you want your outcome to be to something, and you're really just staying focused this week. It's a lot of focus and endurance. I want to say focus and endurance. So many of you guys are you're allowing yourself to not lose momentum. This is really responsible, I want to say. Any plunge into the unknown is reckless, but that's where the treasure lies. I feel like many of you guys, what we're talking about here is we're talking about how you are allowing yourself to take those plunges into wherever is, I feel deep. I feel like this is deep. This is talking about the depth of a situation. It may be talking about, and the plunge, I'm feeling like this is really relating to the plunge of that, the deep fryer that I'm seeing in the first vision, because I'm watching the basket get dipped with the French fries, and I feel like this is talking about frying. So it's like some situation that feels a bit it's really intense, you know, and you're going through it and you're okay with it because you know at the end it's going to yield something that's rather worth it. I want to say it's worth it. Many of you guys. This is really, it's really bold, and it's really, I want to say brave of you guys, because I am actually seeing the word brave, and I feel bold though. So many of you guys, it's like you are initiating this intense circumstance for growth, for stability. It's really, I want to say courageous, very courageous, because many of you, whatever this is, it's somehow testing your ability of endurance. Surrender. I can release my need to control. Yes. See, I was telling you guys, this is something that has to do with that, it's with that intensity. And you're like, I don't care if it's intense. I'll still go through it because I know what the outcome is. Whatever it is that you're doing, I feel like this is a lot of, it's going to be different for everyone, but for many of you, this is being guided, like you're being guided. I want to say spiritual guidance, because I feel like you're being guided. Like all these different lines and dots right here feels like they're all being guided, and they're all being guided to move in synchronicity, like to move a certain way, so that way they can work together. And I feel like this looks like an eye. I feel like this looks like an eye, so that way they can fix the vision of it, or they can repair the vision of it, or they can repair sight. It's almost like repairing sight. So for many of you guys, it's like whatever this is, it's like you're trying to bring a lot of clarity to a situation, or you're trying to see a situation clearer by giving into the I want to say, because the surrender feels like you're giving into the growth of the process. You see what I'm saying? It's like you're going through a period of growth right now. And during this period of growth, it's like you're surrendering the need to have things done in a specific pattern, or to have things done in a specific way, and you're allowing it to be in synchronicity with every aspect that's a part of that. It's like that. It's like being a lot more but this isn't completely passive. This is working together, because the surrender comes with also a willingness to collaborate, is what I feel. Because I feel like the person that's like hammering out the meat, or they're and the person that's frying, it's like they're going through it. They're going through that enduring time, so that way some kind of result is created. So this is definitely working together. You may be working with other people on this, or other people may be working with you on it, and you're listening to the guidance, so that way you can have the outcome that you're looking for. It is safe to look within. Yes, it is safe to look within. Wow. I feel like this is something you're doing for yourself. As I move through the layers of other people's opinions and beliefs, I see within myself a magnificent being, wise and beautiful. I love what I see in me. So many of you guys right now during this period, this week is all about that self-development. I'm hearing self-nurturing, that self-healing. I'm hearing vibrancy, and really visualizing, because you see her eyes are closed, and she's holding that flower, okay? And that flower is almost like the guided one. It's like if someone said, okay, this is the guidance that you hold on to. This is what you're using for you to obtain the flower that you want. And you see the flower behind her. It's like that flower is the one that she's visualizing. as she's going through this guided, I want to say guided, some of you may be doing guided meditations or something to do with guiding your heart, guiding your solar plexus, guiding that willingness to be who you are. But I feel like this is a willingness to look at who you are. It's really deep, but it's not in a way that feels overwhelming. It's in a way that it feels relief. There's a lot of relief that comes with the surrender. It's like willing to work together, or willing to co-create, or willing to collaborate. And in that, there's a lot of success that you gain for yourself. And I'm hearing a lot of people and choices. There's something about the choices with people, or the choices in people in your life or around you. Something about choices and people, because I kept being drawn to those words. They're not on here, but I feel very drawn to those words. So that's what a lot of the surrender for many of you guys is. It's like you're allowing yourself to heal from a situation, or you're allowing yourself to grow with other people through a situation. But either way, the most important part of this, the most important aspect of it, is having to do with you feeling secure within yourself. That's the most important part of this process. I feel like that's why you're doing it. Is so that way you feel that security, that inner security within. So this week's message is all about, it is safe to look within. It's that inner growth and the ability to endure whatever you need to endure in order for you to be able to collaborate for your highest well-being, I want to say. May not be the highest either, maybe just the highest for the moment right now, just because this has to do with clarity. This definitely has to do with clarity. This is seeing things for the way that they are, so that way you can properly surrender or release later. I feel like that maybe for some of you it's like a later surrender, and others of you it's a now surrender. But either way, there's an inner surrender that happens this week. That inner surrender is the most important part, because then it doesn't matter, like if you don't you don't really give up the control of the need to control of a situation, like you're trying to control something. When we're in that energy and we don't really give that that trust to the universe as we're creating, we're sort of being a little overwhelming with wanting things to be done our way. Then later on, even right now, you could give the appearance to give in or something, but it'll still come back because the inner work hadn't been done. But I feel like this week is all about your inner work, and you're doing that inner work. You may not be doing anything on the physical where you're actually saying anything or doing anything as far as the difference, but you're definitely on that path where you're making the choice within yourself, and you're feeling a lot of security within yourself, a lot of stability within yourself. And in that, there's a lot of, I'm hearing like there's a humbleness, a humble greeting. There's some type of humble greeting. So some of you, it's like you're meeting parts of yourself. It's like meeting parts of yourself. I really do feel like that. Almost like if she's touching each petal on here. Like, oh, hi, nice to meet you, nice to meet you, nice to meet you. And she's closing her eyes because she's looking within. So many of you guys are really doing a lot of that inner healing or that inner growth. Either way, this is a lot to do. with allowing new ideas, new paradigms, a paradigm shift to happen. It's just the willingness to do that. Yeah. You don't have to make a million changes overnight. So don't be so hard on yourself, because the easier you are on yourself, the easier it is to look within yourself. So this week, it is safe to look within and be easy on yourself. I want to say it like that. Be easy on yourself. Yes. So thank you guys for joining me here today. If you guys haven't already, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications if you like this message, so you can receive weekly messages here and everything. Comment below. Let me know how this message resonates with you. And have a fantastic week, you guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.
Fuego, mi amor por ti es puro fuego.